Bridget, I muted everyone. You'll need to unmute yourself.
Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
All right. This is the Child Support System Modernization IV&V service. Here we have our agenda for today's conference. We will start with welcoming remarks and introductions, conference objectives and rules, the project overview, IV&V overview, solicitation worksheets overview, overview of Jagger, solicitation highlights, things to remember when bidding, the schedule of events, and we'll have a brief question answers if you have questions regarding the solicitation process. Don't worry if you're just joining and you think you've missed anything, because this conference is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Jagger event. My name is Bridget Jones, and I am a procurement officer here at GTA, and I am the issuing officer for this event. I would like to ask my panel to please introduce themselves at this time.
Good afternoon. My name is Dana Jones, and I'm the Division of Child Support Services Deputy Director of Systems.
Hello, I'm Bonnie Roach. I'm the Project Assurance Manager at GTA Enterprise PMO.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jake Starr. I represent the Technology Empowerment Fund, which is providing the state's the funding for the project.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so the objective of this conference is to provide you with an overview of the ERP process, as well as help you understand the purpose of this procurement. We will provide a demonstration of the Jagger sourcing tool, and you will have an opportunity to ask questions regarding the solicitation process. We have some rules that must be adhered to. Most important is that you do not speak with any staff members regarding the solicitation other than myself as the issuing officer. Any questions that you have regarding the solicitation should be directed to me. We will attempt to answer your questions during the Q&A segment, but some responses may have to be deferred to the Q&A board in the Jagger event. Also, if you have questions, please post them to the chat and include your name, your company name, and your email along with your question. Here we have the project overview. Dana, if you don't mind.
Sure. So the State of Georgia Department of Human Services Division of Child Support Services, or DCSS, is undertaking an initiative to modernize the child support case management system. The Support Tracking, Accounting, and Reporting System, or STARS, is the current case management system for DCSS. The DCSS System Modernization Project involves replacing STARS with a hybrid enhancement solution, which involves using a platform-based solution. DCSS is seeking to procure the services of a qualified supplier to provide IV&V services for the duration of the project effort, to provide oversight and reporting as required by state and federal standards. To support the system modernization effort, DCSS plans to procure design, development, implementation, quality assurance, and project management office services through qualified suppliers. Each supplier is expected to play an integral role in the overall progression of the DCSS system modernization effort.
Thank you so much, Dana. At this time, I would like to ask Bonnie to go over the IV&V overview.
Okay, thank you, Bridget. So the IV&V supplier's role is, first of all, the IV&V supplier conducts an independent third-party assessment of project processes and artifacts. IV&V will monitor project activities against the IV&V management plan. The objective is to identify project risk and issues that may prevent the project from meeting its goals. Some key IV&V activities, and this is not an exhaustive list, is to prepare the IV&V management plan, to conduct project assessments, to perform deliverable reviews, develop findings and recommendations, and prepare the state and federal IV&V reports as required by the state and the federal agencies.
Thank you, Bonnie. Okay, so here we have a snapshot or no. Keep in mind, answering no could cause you to fail the technical requirements. Also take note that question 5 requires attachment M, also located in the bioattachment section in Jagger, to be completed and uploaded. You can refer to attachment A, the ERFP document, section 4.3 regarding mandatory requirements. Okay, here we have another snapshot of the mandatory scored response worksheet. Ensure you follow the instructions, providing a complete written response to all 10 questions in this document as a single attachment in sequential order with the titles provided in the question. You also must submit a narrative response which addresses each of the questions within the attachment. Pages must have 1-inch margins using letter size pages and be in Arial size 12 font. And please do not include any cost information in your response to this worksheet. At this time, I would like to ask Jake if he could please go over our cost proposal worksheet.
Thanks, Bridget. For this RFP, the cost proposal worksheet is very straightforward. You will only fill in fields which are highlighted in yellow in this worksheet. On the cost summary tab at the very top, you will fill in your company name. Beneath that, on the first cost summary tab, you will fill in the cost per deliverable and refer to the scope of services to find, the description of each of the deliverables. So I'm going to fill in for this deliverable $5,000. It will fill out the rest of the columns for this deliverable, the calculated cost, the holdback, and the deliverable payment amount. This will also fill out the total evaluated cost, which will be what is evaluated for scoring your proposal. The next tab is the deliverable observation report. There is only one field to fill out on this tab, and that refers to scope of work section 4.10. And again, all you need to do is fill in the price for this deliverable observation report. I'll fill in $5,000 here, and that's all you need to fill in here. And that will flow back to the total cost summary. The final tab is for the rate card. And on this tab, this information is optional. However, we strongly encourage you to fill this out for us. It really helps us out down the road for completing change orders. If you are selected, this allows us to easily complete change orders further in the contract. So for here, you would fill in, for example, project manager, leads, project tasks, and the hourly rate for that role. So it's simply filling out a complete rate card for us. And that's really all there is to filling out the cost proposal section of the RFP. So with that, I will turn it back to Bridget to continue the demonstration.
Thank you so much, Jake. At this time, we will present a demo of the Jagger sourcing tool. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right, thank you. So you can use any browser to go to the Georgia Procurement Registry. So you want to enter doas.ga.gov, and then you want to scroll down and go to state purchasing. And then you select information for suppliers. And you scroll down and you go to quick links. Now, if you are not already registered in the Georgia with the Georgia Registry, and please understand that in order to do business with the state of Georgia, you must be registered on the Team Georgia Marketplace application. So if you're not registered, you would click Getting Started as a Bidder. Once you click that, you would scroll down, and I would recommend you review the nice video that is out here, which will give you all the instructions you need to know to become registered. So for the purposes of this conference, we're going to go back and we're going to go to Understanding Bids and Contracts. So this is where you go if you're already registered. And then you will scroll down to the bid opportunities and click on the Georgia Procurement Registry. Once you're here, you want to search for a bidding event. So we're searching for our current solicitation that we're here discussing today. So for a keyword, you can put child support. You also know that the government entity that is doing the solicitation is the Georgia Technology Authority. So you can also scroll down to the Georgia Technology Authority and click that. You also want to make sure your event status is open, and then you can click search. Once you click search, ta-da, child support system modernization, IV&V services. You want to click on that, and that will take you to the event details. It will give you information about the offers conference, which is what we're in today, the documents, but you want to jump right to respond to this event. And when you get there, you click submit your response. And then typically what you would see where it says respond now, it would say intend to respond. And that is what you want to click to get into the Jagger system to begin submitting your proposal response. So you're going to have to log into Jagger. Okay, so once you're into Jagger, it brings you to the summary page. On this summary page, you will see the event title, the type of event, the event number. You will see the date it opened. And most important, you want to see the date it is closing, which is January 15th, 2025, 5 p.m. Also, your contacts, Nikki Tucker and Bridget Jones. So you can also, if you have questions, ask Nikki Tucker as well. And that is that information. It gives you the description, and then you can hit next, which will give you additional event details. And then you want to hit next, which will take you into the prerequisites. It's important that you go through the prerequisites. You stop at each question and you certify. If it's asking you to upload a file, you upload that file, and you make sure you go through each prerequisite question or certification. And save your progress often. And then go to next. Next, you will see the buyer attachments. Here is where all the attachments are located that will require you to download, read, review. Some will require you to respond, upload back, but they are all listed here. All the attachments that are in the attachment A, which is the ERFP document, are listed here. You have A through U. U actually was the link to this conference that we're on right now today. So next, we have our supplier attachments. This is where you will upload the attachments for all the documents that are required for you to complete and upload. There are a few documents that we will ask you to upload in another area, but other than those documents, everything else must be uploaded in your supplier attachment section. Next, we're going to go to our questions. This is kind of a summary of the questions. There's supplier general questions, mandatory questions, and mandatory scored questions. So let's go to the next screen, which is the supplier general information. Here, you must complete everything in this section. Please note that attachment H, which you will get from the buyer attachment section, is the supplier responsibility questionnaire. So you must download that document, complete it, and then upload that one here. That one is one of the documents that you do not have to upload in your supplier attachments. You will attach it here, and then ensure that you go through and answer each question, yes or no. Next, we have our mandatory questions. And again, you want to go to the buyer attachments and the mandatory response worksheet. You want to download that, complete it, and then upload it here in this section. So that's another attachment that gets uploaded here rather than in the supplier attachment section. Okay, next we have the mandatory scored question section. And again, your mandatory scored response worksheet, you want to go get that from the buyer attachment area and complete that, and you upload that file here, as well as the cost proposal worksheet. You will also upload that document here in this location. So other than the documents that we just discussed that will get uploaded in these areas, everything else you upload in the supplier attachment area. So next, we are at the items. This is the area where you will enter your lump sum for your cost proposal. And then we want to take you to the Q&A board. Okay, so here is the Q&A board. Now you will go to My Questions, and we ask that you use attachment S, which is the Q&A worksheet, and you put your questions on that and you upload it. You have to click Ask a Question. And once you've completed putting your questions in our template, the Q&A template, which is attachment S, you will select your file and you will upload it here to submit your question. So you put your questions in there. You can put your title, your subject. It could be the what specific question you have a question for, and then you just go ahead and upload it. You select your file, and then you submit your question. All right. So once that is done, you want to go to Review and Submit. As you will notice, there are some green check marks and some things say incomplete. In order to be able to submit your response, you must have all green check marks. And that is the Jagger system. Thank you so much, and we will go back to our presentation. And let's see here. All right. Let me bring myself back in. Okay, let's move on. The next thing is a few solicitation highlights. We just went over the ERFP requirements as well as in Jagger. So you saw the prerequisites, which is where your certifying statements and downloads to complete and sign will go. What you've seen in Jagger, the mandatory questions section. This is where the mandatory response worksheet, which will require the yes/no answers, is going to be completed and uploaded. And then you also saw in Jagger the mandatory scored questions section, and that is where you will upload your mandatory scored response worksheet and cost proposal. Also want to mention the insurance requirements can be found in attachment A of the ERFP document in section 3. The state entity contract template and business associate agreement template is attachment P, also located in the buyer attachments in Jagger. And scores and award all responses that are timely and pass the initial administrative review will be thoroughly evaluated by the evaluation committee to receive a total technical score. Now, if when you're in Jagger or trying to get into the Georgia team procurement registry, if you have any technical issues, you can reach out to the procurement help desk. The number is here, 404-657-6000, or you can email them at this email address here, procurementhelp@doas.ga.gov. A few things to remember when you're bidding is, first and foremost, you must be registered with Team Georgia Marketplace to place a bid. The earlier you submit your bid, the better. Remember to save often as you are submitting your bid. Be sure to read and acknowledge all the items in the prerequisites. Remember to upload all files requiring signatures and narrative responses in the supplier attachment section in Jagger. And you also have the ability to revise, submit, and resubmit, withdraw all the way up until the close date of the solicitation. So with that, we'll just go over our schedule of events. This solicitation was posted on December 16th. Our bidders conference is happening today, right now. Your final day to submit your written questions to GTA is December 27th by 11 p.m. The answers will be posted to the Q&A board on January 9th by 5 p.m. And your bid responses are due on January 15th, 2025 by 5 p.m. And of course, the anticipated award date will be posted in Jagger. And with that, that concludes our presentation. And I don't know, do we have any questions regarding the solicitation process at this time? We'll check the chat.
We only have one. On the portal, it's stated that you and Nikki are the buyer for this opportunity. So who they should address the questions. You answered that earlier. Please send the questions to both of you, copying both of you written. But so everybody knows, Bridget is the issuing officer. She is the main point of contact.
Thank you, Fernando. So that seemed to be the only question that we have.
Correct.
Excellent. So that being said, I appreciate you all for joining this bidders conference and look forward to seeing your responses. Everyone have a great day.
Merry Christmas, all.
Merry Christmas.